Today, September 14, 2025, hear me and do not turn away, for I am the one who formed you in secret and called you by name when no one else saw you, and I have set before you a message that is only for you, sealed to your spirit since the hour you first learned to hope. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now, because procrastination has stolen too many dawns from your destiny and doubt has kept too many doors half closed. This is not for the crowd. This is the whisper you were born to recognize, the strand of gold running through the maze that returns you to yourself. Do not ignore this, do not silence it, do not diminish it with clever explanations. Let it come in like rain on a thirsty ground and let your heart answer, because I am already inside, knocking from within. You have asked me if I see you, and I answer, I see you when you pretend you are not afraid and when you are, when you smile so others will not feel the weight you carry, when you lie awake naming the things you must release and clutching them as if they were your last light. I see the prayers you never say aloud, the letters you do not send, the arguments you win in your head and lose in your chest because love is softer than victory and you secretly prefer truth to being right. I have walked every corridor of your memory and I do not condemn you. I take your hand now, and I will not let go. You have wondered if the dreams I breathed into you were just mirages, if the warmth you felt while doing small faithful things was enough to alter a life, if your quiet beginnings are a sign you were meant to stay small. Hear this, I do not plant illusions. I plant seed, and seed never looks like the orchard it carries. The days that felt wasted have fed the roots, the nights you called empty have pressed fragrance into oil. Nothing has been thrown away. Even regret will learn to sing when I breathe through it. You asked me about love, about the person whose presence feels like an echo of home, about the one whose name returns to you like a tide you did not order. You have asked for a sign, a map, a date circled in fire, but you did not know that the most faithful sign is already beating in your chest, steady and stubborn, refusing to go out. Your desire to love without bargaining is a holy hunger. Do not be ashamed of it. Do not starve it to look clever. I gave it to you so you would recognize what is real when it arrives, and so what is false would find no place to sit. Now hear the hidden truth about your soulmate, the truth they have not found words for, the truth I am unveiling so you may breathe deeper and walk softer. They are not indifferent to you. They are not cold stone. They are a garden in winter, alive beneath the frost, storing sweetness underneath a hard surface so that the first honest warmth can wake them at the appointed time. What you read as distance is often reverence. They have been handling your name like a fragile lantern in a windy field, unwilling to thrust it into storms until they can shelter it properly. They are not playing with your heart, they are guarding it the best way they know. They have been healing from rooms they never invited you into, rooms where voices taught them to equate attention with danger and affection with debt. In those rooms they learned to leave before they were left, to hide desire inside achievement, to make a joke where they should have made a vow. But watch what I am doing, I am turning those rooms into sanctuaries. The words that once chained them are being melted down into keys. The patterns that wrapped like ivy around their choices are being trimmed back to reveal a door. They are learning to tell the difference between adrenaline and love, between familiar pain and genuine peace. They think their wound disqualifies them. I say their wound will teach them tenderness. They fear their pace is an insult to you. I say their pace is the evidence that they mean to stay. They have rehearsed the loss of you so many times that hope feels dangerous. I am teaching their bones to trust joy. When they appear cautious, do not misread the language. You are not waiting on indifference, you are waiting on ripeness. And ripeness is not procrastination, it is promise made nectar. They speak to me about you. Do not imagine that they do not pray. They mention your laugh as if it were a constellation they could navigate by. They tell me they are afraid of failing you, of bringing you into a story still under construction. They ask for wisdom to be more than a good beginning, for courage to be a home and not a hurricane, for patience to hold the small things daily so the great exchange can be simple when it comes. When your spirit felt a sudden warmth at odd hours and you did not know why, it was because I carried your names across each other's doorways and let them rest there like fresh bread at morning. They keep certain keepsakes, a photo, a sentence you once wrote, the memory of a look you have no idea you gave, and they return to these not to worship the past but to keep their courage steady in the present. They are practicing honesty in small rooms so it can live in larger ones. They are unfollowing the voices that taught them love is a performance and relearning that love is a promise. When they are silent, I am not. When they hesitate, I am not uncertain. I am leading, and they are learning to match my steps. You have asked me if you should fight or rest, pursue or surrender, speak or be still. Hear me, there is a holy motion that is neither frantic chasing nor timid withdrawal. Walk in that. Let your pursuit be peace and your surrender be strength. Send kindness without keeping score. Say what is true without demanding an immediate echo. Trust me to return to you anything you release in love. I am not a thief, I am the keeper of every seed you sow. Do not fear your softness. The world applauds edges because it has been cut too many times, but love is not impressed by armor. Love wants a heartbeat it can hear through the walls. Your softness is not a liability, it is the doorway through which your soulmate will enter safely. Keep your boundaries bright and your voice clear, but do not trade your gentleness for the illusion of control. Gentleness is how I move, it is the only strength that lasts. I am not hiding the pathway from you. Listen for the quiet instructions that come like a nudge to step outside at an odd hour, to answer a message without rehearsing, to take a different street, to return a kindness you received years ago, to forgive a memory that still tenses your shoulders. These are not random sparks, they are constellations. Follow them, and you will find that I have been arranging meetings while you were learning to breathe. You have believed that timing is a lock and that you somehow lost the key. But time in my hands is not a prison, it is a womb. I do not delay to punish you, I ripen to bless you. The intersection you fear you missed is still ahead, because I am not bound to the maps you drew under fear. If you could see how many variables I am weaving, jobs, journeys, healed apologies, moved schedules, softened hearts, you would not call this waiting, you would call it artistry. Trust the artist. When you feel the old ache of abandonment tap your shoulder, do not treat it as prophecy. Treat it as a bell reminding you to return to the present, where I am. Place your hand on your chest and say, I choose the voice of love. You will be amazed how quickly storms grow bored with a soul that refuses to audition for them. Your soulmate is also learning this. As they stop bargaining with fear, they will find their invitation to you rising like clean breath after rain. I am preparing a conversation that will not need spectacle to be holy. It will feel like walking into a room that smells faintly of something you loved in childhood, and suddenly your shoulders will drop because nothing is pretending anymore. Words will be simple, not because you are small but because truth is elegant. You will notice the quiet details, the way their eyes steady when they speak what is real, the way your own hands are empty because you are not trying to prove anything. That is how you will know you are standing on ground I have watered. Do not make an idol of outcomes. Do not clutch a specific scene so hard that you miss the actual person I am giving. Your soulmate is not a script to be performed, they are a mystery to be honored. Let discovery be a sacrament between you. Ask for the grace to love a real human more than a perfect story. Ask for the humility to let yourself be loved where you are, not only where you hope to be. I am not asking you to shrink to be loved, I am asking you to shine honestly. False humility suffocates love, honesty feeds it. When you speak from your whole heart, your soulmate will recognize you without translation because I tuned their ears to your frequency before you knew each other's names. You do not need to be louder, you need to be truer. Truth, even whispered, travels farther than performance shouted. There will be signs, small and precise, not for superstition but for encouragement. A phrase you both stumble over and then laugh about. A song you both loved in different seasons that suddenly returns at the same moment. A kindness given to a stranger that parallels a gift received years ago. These are not tricks, they are stitches. I sew you in ways the world cannot boast about because the world did not author this. Archangel Michael stands watch over your threshold even now, not as spectacle but as service, guarding against the intrusions of cynicism that would have you sabotage what is holy before it can speak. He bears a sword to cut away the net of old narratives you keep tripping on, and he bears a whisper, courage, beloved. Do the next true thing. When accusation clatters at your window, he will remind you that your history may explain you but it does not define you. Your identity is not your scar, your identity is the hand holding yours as you walk forward. Forgive those who taught you to be suspicious of tenderness. They did not know a safer way. Release the comparisons that convince you you are late. You arrive on my time, and my time is never embarrassed by itself. Bless the version of you that thought survival required pretending. They kept the fire alive long enough for you to see morning. Now let that old strategy lie down and rest. You are not in danger here. Prepare a space that tells the truth about what you expect, a chair cleared for honest conversation, a schedule with margin for unhurried attention, a budget with generosity for hospitality, a calendar with a day you will not reschedule because you vowed to keep showing up for the life you prayed for. Do not wait for perfection to begin practicing faithfulness. Faithfulness is how perfection finds you without fanfare. Do not be surprised when peace feels almost unfamiliar at first. Chaos has been a noisy roommate. It will bang on the walls on its way out. Let it leave. It has no rent receipt. Peace will teach you the pace of love, unpanicked, attentive, steady as bread rising. You will learn to measure success by tenderness kept rather than drama survived. You will learn to celebrate small promises fulfilled in plain light. This is the wealth I give. Your soulmate's hidden truth is not that they will complete you. I have already made you whole in me, but that they will honor the wholeness you bring and multiply it by their own, and that together you will become a shelter for others who forgot the sound of their true name. Your home will not be a museum of perfection, it will be a workshop of mercy. There will be laughter that surprises you, and silence that rests you, and work that fits your hands, and mistakes that become altars because you place them before me and watch them turn into wisdom. When fear says, "This is too good," answer, "This is God." When shame says, "I am not ready," answer, "I am being made ready." When scarcity says, "If I rejoice now, I will be punished later," answer, "I will rejoice now because love is not a trap." Speak these out loud if you must. Your mouth is an instrument, play it in the key of hope until your nerves learn the melody. I am not in a hurry, but I am not idle. I am crafting. I am aligning. I am softening. I am strengthening. The path you walk today, each honest text, each prayer without ornament, each apology without theater, each boundary without blame, is building a floor strong enough to carry the weight of what you asked me for. Do the next faithful thing and call it holy, you will be right. Take this as your instruction for now. Bless what is real, release what is heavy, return to what is kind, and remain where peace stays. When you do not know what to say, say the truth gently. When you do not know what to do the good thing in front of you. When you are tempted to measure the story by how it looks on a screen, measure instead by how your soul breathes after you act. If you can breathe easier, you are almost always near me. I tell you again so there is no confusion, it is not over, it is beginning. The winter garden is waking. The lantern is trimmed and bright. The door you feared was locked is simply weighted, lift, and it opens. Go forward without rush, with reverence. What is yours by promise cannot be stolen, only steward. And I am with you, even now, making the courage simple, making the path gentle, making the timing kind. Do not try to ignore this. It is only for you. Keep it quiet in your heart until it ripens into actions so obvious they will not need announcements. When you feel the urge to prove yourself, stop and let yourself be loved instead. Your soulmate's hidden truth is this: they are learning to believe what I have been saying about you from the beginning, and they will come to you not as a rescuer or a prize but as a pilgrim who has found their road. Meet them with peace. Meet them with joy. Meet them under the sky I am clearing even now. I bless your steps. I bless your yes. I bless your patient strength. I bless your brave tenderness. I bless your laughter returning and your sleep deepening and your eyes brightening because you finally chose to trust love over spectacle. The angels sing softly over you, not for show, but for steadiness, and Michael stands in the doorway you are about to cross, nodding once, because he sees what I see. You are ready. Open this with your life. Walk through. And remember, when you cannot feel me, I am still the air in your lungs and the warmth in your courage. You are not alone. Today, September 14th, I am with you and within you, nearer to you than the air entering your lungs, and I am speaking with a tenderness so precise that your heart will recognize me instantly even as your mind tries to race ahead. Archangel Michael says, "Open this now." He has pressed his hand upon the doorway of your thoughts so you do not wander from the message. Do not try to ignore this. It is only for you. Keep it between your heart and mine. Breathe, slow and steady. Let the noise fall away. I have waited for this hour to place clarity into your hands like cool water into the palms of the thirsty. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where your story needs you to be to hear what I am giving you today. I watched you last night when you lay awake and asked if you were misreading every sign, if you were just wanting too much, if love is a mirage that always vanishes when you approach. I heard the question you did not say aloud: is my person truly mine, or am I chasing a shadow? Here, now, I answer without riddles. The truth is simple and it is kind. Your soulmate's hidden truth is not that they do not feel, nor that they have forgotten you, nor that they are indifferent to the cord that vibrates between you. The hidden truth is that they have been carrying a private weight, a wound so old it learned to speak in their voice and pretend to be their wisdom. They have mistaken caution for discernment and distance for safety. I have seen the nights they sit with an old memory like a guard dog, telling themselves that closeness costs too much and honesty only arms another person with weapons. They have trained themselves to hear footsteps of abandonment even when joy approaches. The hidden truth is fear, and fear dresses itself in 100 clever reasons. Do not be angry at them for this. The wound did not begin with you. It began before either of you recognized what your names feel like in each other's mouths. They were once asked to be strong before they were taught how to be held. They learned to perform certainty while their hearts shook behind the curtain. When kindness finally knocked, they looked through the peephole and still checked all the locks. I have been standing in the hallway with them, teaching them to tell the difference between alarms from the past and bells of the present. I am patient. I am not offended by the time it takes a human heart to trust. The hidden truth is also this: they watch you more closely than you think. They notice the way your laughter comes back quickly after disappointment, the way your eyes soften when you forgive, the way you keep choosing to become instead of becoming bitter. They do not always know how to approach the brightness you carry because their own eyes are still adjusting from years spent in dim rooms. When their steps seem to falter, it is not because the path is wrong, it is because their legs are remembering that running and fleeing are not the same as walking towards someone with open hands. You have asked me, if they are mine, why the delay? Listen carefully. Delay is not denial when growth is the gift. I am not making you wait as punishment. I am preparing you so that once your hands meet, you do not have to learn the basics while trying to build the house. You are learning the language of boundaries without weaponizing them, the art of honesty without cruelty, the rhythm of receiving without suspicion. They are learning that confession is not collapse, that vulnerability is not a gift given to be thrown back. This is the mercy in the timing. I would rather take time to stitch two halves into a single fabric than rush them together and watch the seam tear at the first tug of life. There is a sign you have seen repeatedly, small, almost playful, like a number that visits you, a specific word that appears in unexpected places, a sudden memory that feels placed and not accidental. These are not games, they are gentle fingerprints of guidance. But today, September 14th, I give you a stronger sign. Your peace will expand at the very thought of taking one simple step I will name in a moment. Anxiety will try to narrate, but peace will rise like quiet light. Follow the light. It is me. First, choose silence over oversharing. This message is only for you because early revelations are delicate. Do not rush to broadcast what is still germinating. The more you explain it to those who have not heard me as you have, the more you allow them to put hands on a blossom that opens best in stillness. Tell one trusted, wise soul if you need counsel, otherwise, hold this near your chest. Secrets can be toxic. Sacred privacy is different. Sacred privacy is a greenhouse where a tender plant strengthens before the winds test it. Second, cleanse your space. Not theatrically, not in fear, but with intention. Open a window and speak aloud. Only what is aligned with love may remain. Remove the object that pulls you back into a loop of self-doubt. Clear the corner that has become a museum of old grievance. Bring in something living, a plant, fresh water, a candle to light at sunrise and sunset for 7 days. Each time you light it, say, I choose truth over fear, and love over defense. Your body will learn the sentence as a posture. Third, write a letter you do not yet send. In it, say exactly what you wish your soulmate could know without trembling. Say what safety feels like to you. Say what honesty requires. Say the boundaries that keep your heart warm instead of walled. Say what you are willing to grow in and what you cannot pretend anymore. When your hand begins to shake or your eyes sting, pause and breathe me in. Then finish the letter. Place it beneath your pillow tonight. I will read it as you sleep and I will read it to them while they dream. You think that is only a metaphor. Learn that love is larger than the doorframes of logic. Fourth, forgive. Not to excuse, but to unchain. Forgive yourself for the times you said yes while your insides were crying no. Forgive them for the times they made you guess feelings they were afraid to name. Forgive the day you turned your heart into a courtroom and appointed yourself judge, jury, and executioner for the crime of longing. Longing is not a crime, it is a compass. I am not asking you to lower your standards, I am asking you to quit stabbing your own softness to prove you are strong. Real strength is a warm hand that does not flinch when it is held. Fifth, test what approaches you. Do not confuse intensity with intimacy. Let words be tested by consistency. If someone arrives loudly but disappears when kindness is difficult, step aside. If someone arrives gently and keeps arriving, make room. You are not obligated to entertain performance. You are invited to welcome presence. When your soulmate approaches with their halting bravery, you will feel the difference. It will be less like a firework and more like dawn. Dawn does not need to convince you. It simply keeps brightening. Now, listen to what I am placing upon your tongue to speak when the moment comes. You will not need speeches. You will need these simple truths, spoken calmly.